circuit in Valencia, and welcome to the latest round of the Motorcycle World Championship for the MotoGP race. The skies over the track are clear of clouds, and the latest weather reports forecast temperatures in line with the seasonal average. The riders are all on the starting grid. Just a few moments to go, and the lights at Ricardo Tormo Valencia will go out, starting the race.
It's go. Now then, down to turn one. Where's that dapat? Nobody wants to be in that, that's for certain. Great start from the Suzuki, matching the KTM all the way down to braking area, but it is Pol Espargaro who tips it in first. The Suzuki runs over the dapat, everyone else did, I think, as well, that had to be on the inside there, but that was a great start from Pol Espargaro. He'll be wanting to put some heat right back in that tyre again. Watch out for turn 4 when they get there, that's so often the nemesis to hard tyres. There he goes. So after the green lights, he has to wait 5 seconds at the end of pit lane, and then he rejoins. He'll be lucky to be with this lot by the end of the 2.4 mile first circuit.
It looks more like 10 seconds, that, again, ridiculous, really.
They've got to go past the end of pit lane, they go past the end of pit lane line, and then he had to wait 5 seconds after that. That was how it was deemed for safety reasons, just in case anyone was already on turn 1, I think. So, Maverick Vinales starts on the Ricardo Tormo circuit. Look where he is, he hasn't even come into shot yet, so he's miles behind this lot. Out front, Pol Espargaro. Alex Rins put himself in a really nice position there in second place.
Someone's down,
there.
Someone's down.
Big on.
It's a leash, and
Quartararo! It is Quartararo, he's luck! Oh, dear me, Quartararo's luck. Well, we've seen it this weekend already. Championship contenders in Moto3, championship contenders in Moto2, and now the man that is a championship contender in MotoGP is down in the dirt. He's had an absolute terrible weekend here so far. El Diablo, terrible. Quartararo qualified back in 11th, and that's what you get when you qualify badly. You're back in someone else's accident. You get tangled up with other riders.
Especially at a track like Valencia with these long-hanging corners.
So it's a KTM out front. Brad Binder making moves as well. That's Oliveira on the Tech 3 KTM they're looking at. Let's take another look at this close up. Does he get tangled up in someone else's accident? Dear me, they fell off together. Synchronised. I remember that. Doohan and Keeley, if you remember going back to the German Grand Prix down at the Nürburgring. Synchronised crashing at the lower end of the track. My memory managed to drag that one up, but anyway, it did. But Pol Espargaro out front from Alex Rins and Joan Mir. Joan Mir is right there as well. Oh, how he would love to be the 9th Grand Prix winner, the 9th MotoGP winner this year. Joan Mir leads this championship, but hasn't won a race yet. That won't play on his mind, but it will be a factor by the end of the year that he wishes he will have got done. Can he get it done here at Valencia, part 1?
Well, 2 of the riders in this top 3, Keith, have never won a MotoGP race. So
one out front. Oh, that's beautiful. That is the Suzuki, isn't it?
It so is. A motorcycle that just naturally turns much better than the KTM. The door was open, but that's a natural racing line that Pol was on, but that Suzuki, so nimble, just turned in tight and made the apex.
Now it's about Pol Espargaro not panicking, because he's got race pace, he's got that hard tyre, and he's going to come to him a little later in this race.
This is brave. This is brave.
Doesn't get there.
Bit early with a full tank of fuel to be putting them moves.
You would have said so, particularly there. How many crashes have we had at turn 14, the final corner?
A lot.
Yep. Rins out front then. Pleased with Rins. If he gets a little bit of draft between him and everyone else, he's going to clear off in the distance.
Yeah, and that's exactly what Mir knows. That's why he was trying to make the move as quickly as he could on Pol.
Pol Espargaro, aggressive as he is, and the amount of heat he will be trying to pump into that front tyre on these opening couple of laps. 27 laps, a lot of laps, a lot of work to do. Davide Brivio holds his breath. Well, we've got a heart monitor on the team manager. Yeah. Oh, dear me. I'll see if that clock's off the limit as well. I'm sure it would have done as soon as Mir went near Pol Espargaro's rear end. I'm sure that would have certainly got Brivio breathing a bit heavy.
Well, Well, Yamaha's horrendous weekend. It's probably the worst weekend in the history of the manufacturer with everything that's been going on. It has obviously got worse with Quartararo being taken out. Now all the hopes are really pinned on Frankie Morbidelli, who is currently sat in 7th place at the moment. He's 4th in this championship, so...
Can you believe Quartararo? It has absolutely gone so wrong for him in recent times.
Just quickly, Keith, we know that Maverick Vignales started from pit lane. They've to wait 5 seconds before he's allowed to basically set off. He's 7.5 seconds behind Salvadore, who's the rider in front, like the back of the group, basically.
That's been a long lap penalty. Yeah, he's got a lot of work to do. I mean, I said to you before we came on air, didn't I, for this in the break, that really...
someone's down in the back.
Someone's at the right at the back. Who will that be? Salvadore? Perhaps. We'll wait and see in a minute, but turn 14 claims another MotoGP
yes,
rider.
Yes, it was.
So Salvadore crashed out right at the very back.
Well, his debut for Aprilia, replacing Bradley Smith for the last 3 races, hasn't gone according to plan for him.
That's for sure, although he's made inroads into what was a very steady start. It's been a difficult weekend, though. Don't forget, these are the best track conditions we've had throughout the 3 days we've been here in Valencia. We've had wind, we've had rain. We've still got water coming up through that turn 1 track at the moment. Jack Miller surprises me. He's been a bit steady as well. Got Andrea Dovizioso still 6th in the championship, back there in 8th place at the moment. In front of him, Morbidelli. Morbidelli's had a steadier start than I thought he was going to get from that 3rd row of the grid. I thought he might just have a little bit more pace than that early on, but this is going to be a war of attrition. Here comes Mir. Mir turns that Suzuki straight under the KTM, and exactly the same. The Suzuki's basically, you can trail brake a Suzuki, tight, turn it all at the same time, and that's what you get when you do.
And Binder just did his long lap penalty, and
right
he dropped to the back, as you would expect.
Definitely got that for ramming Jack Miller. Although Jack Miller wasn't annoyed at the time, and doesn't seem to have been annoyed since either. He wasn't that bothered about Binder being given that penalty. Meanwhile, this is going to be interesting now, isn't it? You heard Brivio say that there were no team orders between these two. And they've just got to respect each other. Now, when you're going for a world championship, when you want to win races, suddenly that respect is a little bit more diluted.
Well, Rins is still in this title fight, especially if you can pick up 25 points today. This is the accident. Let's have a look. Really strange.
Really strange. It's quite often you follow someone else's accident, you follow them in, but that was a synchronised crash in exactly the same place. Neither rider was the cause of the other one's crash.
No, bizarre.
So, back at the front, 2 Suzukis. Suzuki 1 and 2, anyone? Jabs up and out of the seat.
There'll be 1 and 2. Oh, Rossi. Well, obviously it's an engine.
Well, I'll tell you what, he might be on a 6th engine soon then. That is an issue for Yamaha, of course. We've heard about the valve gate.
As it stands, as it's like now, if he was to throw the checkered flag out, Rins would actually be 2nd in the championship. But Suzuki's 1st and 2nd in the championship.
1st and 2nd in the race here at Valencia. Joao Mir hanging the rear of that Suzuki out. 1st and 2nd in the championship, 1st and 2nd in the race. Who'd have thought that going back a bit? If you remember when those Suzukis first came here, when they very first came out, they couldn't keep the motors alive, could they? They went pop. Not anymore. Valencia. 1 and 2. 42 Rins, 36 Mir. Mir is your championship leader going into this race. Fabio Quartararo, 14 points in deficit. He's fallen out of this race. The man still to watch for here, though. Paul Espargaro. I don't think he's done on that KTM yet. I think that hard front tyre choice may well come to him.
There's such a mixture in the tyre choices, which is again what you would expect because they've had no dry track time. I'll get my words out. What's interesting, the real bizarre mixture, you've got certain riders like Zarco's got a soft front and a soft rear. He's in a battle with Morbidelli on the Yamaha. He's got a hard front and a hard
That
rear.
might well, later on in the race, that might be the combination.
It might be.
Van Geyer has gone down, turn 2.
He's crashed there already this weekend. He crashed there in free practice. One terrible weekend, to be honest, hasn't he?
Well, it's just keep going, doesn't it? Every weekend, Van Geyer just does not have a run at it.
So that puts Bagnaia. He's only scored points in 4 races this year. Terrible form. Put it this this way, if you were Ducati, you wouldn't be banking all your hopes on him winning you a title next year, would you?
Listen to Giovanni going back just
Hounds crashed.
Oh, I'm sorry. Now Crutchlow, Hounds perfectly okay, which is good, although he wasn't perfectly okay before he crashed. The amount of injuries he's got. Turn 8. There's a lot of crashes at 8 as well, isn't there? This track is really one of those kart tracks that's so difficult. You can wave your hands as much as you like, boys. I think they're concentrating on what they're doing already. Rins and Mia, but under attack from Paul Espargaro, and then the man in fourth place, Miguel Oliveira, another Grand Prix winner. Privio just about ticking over. 112 beats per minute.
Just nicely in the fat burning zone. He'll be burning some calories watching the race.
He's not got a lot of fat, has he?
No.
What a sight this is. Taka Nakagami. Keep an eye on Nakagami as well. He's another man who's had to get over himself after that arrogant crash. Set in pole looking like a fast man. That's Honda. Fifth place at the moment. Zarco sixth. And Morbidelli still not able to do anything from seventh place, but he's a long way adrift at the moment, Morbidelli. Wondering whether that tyre combination has actually worked in these early laps at all. Will it come to him later on? Nobody knows. Nobody's done a long race distance. Nobody's done 27 laps of tyre test.
No, you'd say at this point, it doesn't look like it is working for Morbidelli.
No, I'd say exactly that.
What we've learned at Valencia, with 21 laps to go, think of the races we've watched over the years around this track. It is the long...
Enjoy the acclaim of the fans on their victory lap. Let's take a look at the final ranking of today's race. Making the podium is always a positive result, but it's also true that this rider could have gone further today. It's definitely a result which bodes well for future races. Here are the stars of the day enjoying a round of applause from the team and fans. Everyone gave it their all today. You can't deny that these riders were on another level.